Ethereum price analysis, ETH not yet ready to break $3,040 previous high, another retracement incoming? Ethereum price analysis is bearish today. ETH/USD rallied towards the previous high overnight. Slight rejection for upside seen since morning. Ethereum price analysis is bearish today as we have seen rejection for further upside at the previous high resistance of $3,040. Therefore, ETH/USD likely needs to set another higher low before further upside can be tested. The market has traded in the green over the last 24 hours. The leader, Bitcoin, gained a substantial 4.54%, while Ethereum followed with 3.32%. The rest of the market has mostly seen even better performance, with DOT, ADA, XLM being the top performers. Ethereum price movement in the last 24 hours. Ethereum moves towards previous high, finds more resistance. ETH/USD traded in a range of $2,892.54-$3,023.05, indicating a moderate amount of volatility over the last 24 hours. Trading volume has increased by 26.57%, totaling $18.9 billion, while the total market cap trades around $361.22 billion. Resulting in a dominance of 18.67%. ETH/used 4-hour chart. ETH looks to retrace again. On the 4-hour chart, we can see upside rejected this morning, likely leading the Ethereum price action to set another higher low next. Ethereum price action has seen a strong rally over the past week ever since the $2,600 resistance was broken on the 15th of March. After several days of constant upside, the $3,000 major resistance was reached on the 18th of March, meaning a total gain of almost 20%. From there, another higher low was set at the $2,850 previous resistance turned support late on the weekend. Bullish momentum resumed yesterday, eventually leading to more upside tested overnight to today. As of now, the previous major swing high at $3,040 is not yet broken. After a brief test of the high, the Ethereum price action saw rejection lower, indicating that bulls are not yet ready to set higher high. Ethereum price analysis is bearish today as we have seen strong signs of resistance at the $3,040 previous high. Therefore, we assume ETH/USD is headed to set another higher low from which to attempt breakout later in the week. While waiting for Ethereum to move further, see our articles on where to buy Doge on Mars, how to stake CRO, and how to buy ZIO. Bitcoin price breaks out to highest in almost 3 weeks. Bitcoin rose to a 3-week high as cryptocurrencies moved with major stock market indices. Bitcoin rose to $42,673 as of press time, up 4.1% in the past 24 hours. The price of the largest cryptocurrency by market value touched $43,337 earlier Tuesday, the highest point since March 3. Bitcoin's price is, broadly, moving in line with the major indices, said Jason Dean, chief Bitcoin analyst at Quantum Economics. Crypto Twitter has been forecasting an upwards movement based on a combination of technical analysis and certain fundamentals, but it's too early to say whether this is a sustained rally. Bitcoin trading volume is around 30,000 BTC in the past 24 hours, a low point compared to the past month. As BTC soars to $42,000, more than 15,000 BTC in outflows from exchanges were spotted yesterday, Into the Block Insights wrote in a comment, the largest since Jan 29. Bitcoin outflows from exchanges are often seen by crypto analysts as a sign that traders aren't looking for a quick sale, so they might be moving the coins into long-term custody or storage options. An elevated rate outflows is typically seen as bullish. The last time BTC experienced a large outflow, Into the Block wrote, it was followed by a significant rise in price. The Bitcoin market took a hit briefly on Monday after Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell signaled in a speech that the U.S. central bank might raise the benchmark interest rate by half a percentage point at certain meetings over the rest of the year. He said that officials are ready to slow the market to bring down the inflation. However, the market bounced back aggressively Tuesday despite the Fed's hawkish attitude. Equity markets also went up. Nasdaq was up 1.7% and the S&P 500 was up 1%. Before announcing a more aggressive Fed action, the Federal Open Market Committee, FOMC, announced a 0.25 percentage point rate hike last Wednesday. Elsewhere in cryptocurrency markets, Ether, ETH, was up 2.14% over the past 24 hours and Solana, SOL, was up 4.35%. Bitcoin rises above $42,000, resistance at $46K, $50K. Bitcoin is holding support above $40,000 as short-term momentum signals improve. For now, pullbacks appear to be limited, which means buyers could remain active toward the $46,000, $50,000 resistance zone. The cryptocurrency is up 4% over the past 24 hours and is attempting to establish a higher price range on the charts. A decisive breakout above $46,000 is needed to shift the 4-month-long downtrend. Typically, price rallies stall after retracing 50% of the prior down move, similar to what occurred in September 2021 around the $50,000 price level. The Relative Strength Index, RSI, on the daily chart remains in bullish territory, above 50, indicating renewed buying activity. On the weekly chart, momentum indicators are on the verge of turning positive for the first time since August, which preceded a strong price rally. Still, a bearish setup remains on the monthly chart, which means upside could be limited. Bitcoin and Ethereum correct gains, etc. outperforms. Bitcoin price traded above $43,000 before correcting lower. Ethereum corrected below $3,000. XRP failed to gain pace above $0.85. etc. increased its weekly gains to 80%. Bitcoin price extended increase above the $43,000 resistance zone and even climbed above $43,200, but there was no move above $43,500. It is currently 4:20 UTC, consolidating near $42,000. Similarly, most major altcoins are also correcting gains. ETH tested the $3,050 resistance before correcting lower. XRP is now consolidating near the $0.82 support zone. ADA spiked above $1 before correcting lower again. After a clear move above $42,500, Bitcoin price extended its increase above $43,000. BTC even moved above $43,200 before it faced sellers. It failed to test the $43,500 resistance and corrected lower. It is now trading below the $42,500 support. The next major support is near $42,000, below which the price might start a stronger downside correction. Conversely, the price might start a fresh increase above the $42,750 level. The next major resistance is near the $43,000 level, above which the price could rise to $43,500. Ethereum price was able to spike above the $3,020 level and test the $3,050 resistance before there was a downside correction below the $2,950 support. The next major support is near the $2,920 level, below which the price might test the $2,850 support zone. On the upside, an initial resistance is near the $3,000 level. The next key resistance might be near the $3,050 level, above which the price may perhaps start a stronger increase. ADA, BNB, SOL, Doge, and XRP price. Cardano, ADA, gained pace above the $0.95 resistance zone. It even climbed above the 1 level, but there was no upside continuation. On the downside, the $0.95 zone could act as a strong support. BNB gained pace above the $405 level and tested $410. It is now correcting lower towards $400. If there is a downside break below $400, the price might decline towards $388. Solana, SOL, failed to test the $95 resistance level. It is now consolidating near the $90 level. If there is a downside break below $90 and $88, the price might revisit $80. Doge extended increase above the $0.122 level. It even tested $0.125 before there was a downside correction. On the downside, the previous resistance at $0.120 might act as a support. XRP price gained pace above the $0.85 resistance. However, it failed to clear $0.865 and corrected below $0.85. If the bulls struggle, there might be a test of $0.82. Other altcoins market today. A few altcoins are in the green zone, including DOT, BCH, TRX, etc., EGLD, VET, PHIL, APE, HNT, and EOS. Out of these, etc. gained over 8% and cleared the $45 level. increasing its weekly gains to 80%. Overall, Bitcoin price is trading in a positive zone above $42,000. As long as BTC is above $42,000 and $41,550, it could start a fresh increase in the near term. Analysts keep reduced hash rate estimate for Bitcoin despite growth exceeding model. A new report from the crypto-focused financial services firm Bitboycrypto has reiterated a reduced hash rate projection for the Bitcoin network for 2022. Despite hash rate growth so far this year being stronger than expected. According to the firm, the Bitcoin network's hash rate is expected to reach 327 A per second by the end of the year. The estimate is the same as the one firm predicted in a report from January, but still represents a reduction from the 334 A per second it had predicted last year. The year-end hash rate for 2021 came in at 174 A per second. The target for 2022 thus represents a 22% year-on-year growth rate, Bitboycrypto said. As of Monday this week, the 7-day average of the Bitcoin network's hash rate stood at 189.84 A per second, data from BitInfo charts shows. Meanwhile, the report said that growth in hash rate so far this year has exceeded our model projections. It also shared a chart that showed how the hash rate since January has stayed above the latest estimate from January 6 this year. Notably, Bitboycrypto's report pointed to the much-discussed chip shortage as the main limiting factor for hash rate growth. We expect power infrastructure to be the gating factor in mining expansion earlier in the year, but to start easing later in the year, with semiconductor availability the ultimate limiting issue, the report said. The report lastly discussed transaction fees, saying that the current fee level on the Bitcoin blockchain is below prior estimates. The possible reasons for this, according to Bitboycrypto, includes that exchanges are settling more transactions between themselves and stablecoins rather than in BTC, that more BTC is held on exchanges versus in separate wallets, and that Bitcoin's Lightning Network has seen increased adoption. Combined, this means that there may be downside risk to our transaction fee projections, Bitboycrypto said. Cautious optimism in crypto market as Bitcoin tests $43,000, but brace for choppy weeks. While optimism strengthened in the crypto market on Tuesday, after Bitcoin, BTC, tested $43,000, and bullish sentiment remained in Ethereum, ETH, some analysts warn that choppy short-term movements may still continue. In either case, the recent bullish moves came despite comments from U.S. Federal Reserve, Fed, Chairman Jerome Powell that were seen as surprisingly hawkish. At 17:59 UTC, BTC was up almost 4% for the past 24 hours and 7% for the week to a price of $42,554. The current price is down from a high of around $43,000 reached earlier in the day, but still marks the highest price in almost 3 weeks for the number one cryptocurrency. Meanwhile, at the same time, ETH traded at $3,002. Up 3% for the past 24 hours and up by 16% for the past week. It topped near $3,040 earlier today. The strong performance comes in the wake of a successful testnet merge of Ethereum's highly anticipated new proof-of-stake (POS) blockchain with the existing proof-of-work (POW) chain last week. The gains in the two largest crypto assets were also followed by higher prices across most of the altcoin market over the past 24 hours. Led by double-digit percentage gains in crypto assets like EOS, Bitcoin Cash BCH, and Ethereum Classic, ETC. The strong performance over the past day came despite new data from the crypto investment firm CoinShares showing that outflows from crypto-backed investment products have continued. Bitcoin saw the largest outflows for the past week, with $33 million flowing out of investment products, CoinShares said, noting that this is half the amount seen last week. Meanwhile, ETH saw outflows of $17 million, much less than the $50 million seen the week before, according to the firm. Inflation is much too high. The moves in the crypto market today also came after Fed Chairman Jerome Powell on Monday spoke publicly about inflation, calling it much too high. He added that the Fed must move expeditiously to raise rates and possibly more aggressively to keep prices from rising too high. The comment was seen as a sign that the Fed could raise rates by 50 basis points, BPS, at one or more meetings this year, something that would be far more aggressive than the 25 bits per second the market has previously anticipated. Our best guess is that the shift in wording from steadily in January to expeditiously today is a signal that a 50 bits per second rate hike is coming, analysts at the major investment bank Goldman Sachs wrote in a note, cited by Reuters. However, according to Marcus Soetering, an analyst at the digital asset broker Global Block, traders should not be too concerned about Powell's comments for now. In my opinion, they will not raise rates by more than 25 bits per second until September at the earliest, as the Federal Reserve will try their best to avoid a recession, Soetering said in comments shared with cryptonews.com. Choppy short-term movements may still continue. Meanwhile, commenting on the shorter-term outlook for Bitcoin, Mikkel Morge, executive director at crypto hedge fund ARK36, said in a comment yesterday that $46,000 is becoming the next key level bulls need to overcome for the price to rise further. As long as BTC stays above $40,000, there is a good chance of continuation. However, we can only hope for a more sustained leg up if the bulls manage to reclaim the resistance at $46,000. Until then, the choppy short-term movements may still continue for some time, Morge said. Similarly, Ruud Veldkamp, CEO of crypto trading bot CryptoHopper, also identified the $42,000 level as an area of strong resistance. He added that it was not expected that price would move through this area in one go, and said the coming weeks will show whether the area can hold. Cautious optimism for ETH. Commenting on the current action in the ETH market, CEO of crypto consultancy 8, Mikhail Vandepoppy, hinted that the rally may not be sustainable, saying he wouldn't be really long here. Good move upwards, but is this going to be a fake out, resulting in a bearish divergence and downwards correction towards $2,600, or are we going to continue showing strength? The trader wrote on Twitter. However, some observers were more bullish on ETH and the broader altcoin market over the coming weeks, with Delta Exchange CEO Pankaj Balani saying positions are being built on ETH and altcoins. Bitcoin continues to grind higher despite a weak macro backdrop. We are seeing traders turning bullish here and positioning them for a move up in the coming weeks. There is interest to long build positions in ETH and altcoins, Balani said in emailed comments. Should BTC break higher here, we can see a secular move up across the crypto market in April, the exchange CEO added.